I'm back with another game to bring to your second or third date, and this is called Rush Hour. This would be really good to bring to your date after work. Like, who doesn't want to play Rush Hour after you just got out of rush hour? If you don't really need topics, but you just kind of want a little bit of the heat off of you, maybe you don't want the person just staring at you and you can't think very well, because I know there's some people that people looking at them actually makes them very anxious and nervous. And if you look on here, these are different cars and trucks. And if you look, there's a little drawer on the side. They have different cards so that you can set up your different traffic problems. There's number 3, and then see it's a beginner, have intermediate, advanced. And then here's your expert level. The card actually fits in this slot right here so that you can move them back where they were. Like if it's like, no, I've just created a complete mess here. This game is a lot of fun. It's kind of a quiet chess game without all of the pieces. The object of the game is always the red car, and you're trying to get the red car out. Here's your red car, and you have all of these cars in the way of driving out. You can't pick up the cars, you can only slide them on these grids. So you have to move them back and forth. And then here you have to be able to move this big truck. He takes up 3 of the grid spaces. You both could play, because if they just keep going back and forth, they're like, I don't know. Then you can be like, well, what if we did this? And then see what their next move is. Anyway, then you can concentrate on this, but you can talk about things. This doesn't necessarily help you come up with things to talk about, unless you want to talk about the rush hour that you were just in, which tends to be very negative. So I'm not thinking that's a good idea. And as usual, I have another game. This would be hilarious. This is called Utter Nonsense. Bring a few of the cards. You're not going to play this whole thing unless you guys are like together for a really long time, which is kind of strange. It's just sort of an icebreaker. And once you guys are laughing, I've noticed things become much easier and you can think of things that you want to say. You have your accents in yellow and your phrases in white. You have all sorts of different accents. Like there's Italian, Canadian, a redneck, a stoner, a British, Russian, sing, they want you to sing, mumble, French, a nerd, a mime, that's really hilarious. I'd be really good at doing the mime thing. Chicken, a grandma, like all of these accents. And then, yeah, you just read the card in whatever accent you're supposed to. Okay, so they're like this, and you draw it, and you look at it yourself. And this says Australian. So then I pick a phrase, and then I have to read this in my idea of what an Australian accent sounds like. My husband says I'm horrible at this, and yes, I am. It always sounds better in my head, but when I go to actually say it, it doesn't come out right. But anyway, so, okay, here's my phrase, and it says, good day, mate. Physically, I've only lived in big cities, but emotionally, I live in the woods, selling crafts I've made from beads and hawk feathers. Good day, mate. Ah! Oh, that was horrible. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me try it again. Good day, mate. I added the good day, mate. You have to read the words, but you can add your own things to kind of help. Either that or they just let me add a little bit to it because I'm so terrible. Then you would have to do the same thing. And you guys could just laugh and laugh and laugh. And then you get another one and you just read it. Some of the accent cards are things that are not appropriate. So I would take those out, but for the most part, this is a very good family game. It's fine. But this is called Utter Nonsense, and the things that you utter are complete nonsense, and your accent, I hope, is much better than mine. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, I'm trying to give you ideas of some games that are good to bring anywhere, and they'll be completely appropriate for the setting. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time with another game to bring to your second or third date, but never repeat.